The Stormwagen 103, also known as the alternative S and S tanks. It is a Swedish post-World War II main battle tank designed and manufactured in Sweden. STRV is the Swedish military abbreviation of Stormwagen, Swedish for chariot and tank, while the 103 comes from being the third tank in Swedish service to be equipped with a 10 cm gun. Developed in 1950s, it was the first main battle tank to use a gas turbine engine and the only mass-produced tank since World War II to dispense with a turret beside the German cannon Jack Panzer. It has an unconventional design with a unique gun-laying process. It is a turretless with a fixed gun traversed by engaging the tracks and elevated by adjusting the hull suspension. The result was a very low-profile design with an emphasis on survivability and heightened crew protection level. STRV 103s formed a major portion of the Swedish armored forces from the 1960s to the 1990s when, along with the Centurions, it was replaced by the Leopard 2 variants Stormwagen 121 and Stormwagen 122. While most turretless armored fighting vehicles are classified as assault guns or tank destroyers, the STRV 103 is considered a tank since its designated combat role matched those of other tanks within contemporary Swedish doctrine. The Stormwagen 103 never saw combat, and so its design remains unproven. However, for its intended role in the 1960s, it had numerous advantages. In 1974, Norway carried out a 2-week comparative with the Leopard 1 and found that with closed hatches, the 103 spotted more targets and fired faster than the Leopard, while the situation was reversed when operating with hatches open. In April to September 1968, two 103s were tested at the British Armour School in Bovington, which reported that the turretless concept of the S-tanks holds considerable advantages over turret tanks. In 1973, the BAOR tested the 103. British crewmen received 6 weeks training and the vehicles were serviced by Swedish engineers. Over 9 days of maneuvers alongside the Chieftain tank, availability never fell under 90% and the final report stated it has not been possible to prove any disadvantage in the S inability to fire on the move. In 1975, two 103s were tested at the American Armor Center at Fort Knox. The trial demonstrated that the 103 fired more accurately than the M60, but on an average of 0.5 seconds slower. In comparison with the Centurion, the shorter track of the STRV 103 meant it performed worse on the soft ground, mud and snow, and its trench-taking and vertical obstacle capabilities were also significantly lower. Where the Centurion climbed a 100 cm wall, the 103 was barely able to climb an 80 cm wall. On hard terrain, the 103 on the other hand was far more maneuverable.